Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning. Happy December 1st, and we hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend. How was yours?
It was great. Obviously, the Cowboys got a big win. I know your Horns got a big win as well.
The Spurs.
I gained some weight, so yeah, all good.
Yeah, all the teams. Yeah, so we had a good Thanksgiving break. And of course, December 1st, and we're going to get to traffic and weather in just a minute, but already we're here, so that means
we are.
Christmas is very close.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I mean, we've talked about this. Maybe people started decorating November
Crazy.
1st. But what about you? What about your decorating?
You know what? All the decorations are still in the bin. I did take them down for my wife, Christella. But yes, we still need to put up our tree. So hopefully we get that done. But I made a joke earlier. I said that I was going to be like that Tim Allen and that movie Christmas with the Cranks where they just boycott Christmas.
We're not doing it this year.
No, we're not going to do that. But yeah, we've got a few decorations up, but nothing too crazy, and we do need to get the tree up as well. So
yeah, well, you have time, definitely. As for us, we weren't really home. We didn't go out of town. Yeah. But Thanksgiving, we were out, at my brother's, and then Friday we were out too.
Just busy. Yeah.
And Saturday we were out, and then Sunday was all volleyball. So we have not started decorating. I have one Christmas light.
A little, okay.
Like a home light. Yeah, it's like a fragrance light and has a little Santa hat on it.
Okay.
So that, we're going to have the decorations, but just, it didn't happen this weekend.
Yeah, definitely. And the tree still not up yet?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No. Maybe this weekend. Yeah. We shall see.
Well, I tell you what, since with us, we're going to put up the tree. It's going to stay up till March at this point, right?
Make it a Valentine's tree,
exactly.
an Easter tree. Yeah. All right. Well, let's look out there with live cam. It kind of has the Christmas feel right now, the Christmas weather, a good December 1st weather, 44 degrees.
I'm looking at the video they're showing that we just showed about putting lights in the tree, and I'm thinking, I don't know whose living room that was because it is not mine. They're all happy and it's all calm and festive. My house is chaotic. You got the dog running away with ornaments, and not that, it got a little out of hand, but with kids and there's.
Well, that's what makes it fun.
That's the beauty of it. But I don't know what that video, those people seemed very calm.
It's pretend. It's pretend.
I guess so. Yeah, it is about that time, and it feels a lot more like Christmas in December outside right now. Let's go outside for you. Cloudy skies and temperatures right now sitting at 44, 41 in New Braunfels, 44 Converse, 39 Bernie. And what's remarkable about these numbers is they have not moved. So we've been stuck here for a long, long time. And I don't foresee a lot of movement in these numbers as the day goes on. I mean, we will warm up some, but it's not going to be any sort of big warm up. Northerly winds at 7 will keep us pretty chilly. We actually do have a bit of a wind chill right now. And let me show you the satellite picture. The reason we're not expecting temperatures to really move is we are sucked in. We have high clouds on top of low clouds. And while we could see some sun across our western counties today, I don't see that here in San Antonio. We've also had some very light showers move through. We'll continue to keep a very small chance of some sprinkles or spotty showers in the forecast, but I wouldn't worry too much about that side of things. Really, it's just the cold air. 50 is what we're shooting for today. And we have another round of cold weather and showers headed our way later this week, in fact. We'll show you which day and what the rain chances look like coming up in just a couple minutes.
All right, thank you very much for that, Justin. Let's give you a look here at your traffic at 9:01 on a Monday morning, and things are actually pretty good this morning, despite the fact that we've got a lot more folks that are headed to work, and we had all the kiddos go back to school as well. Taking a look at 10 West Avenue, no major issues there. One other spot, I'll show you that one right there. That's going to be 35 at Binns Engelman Road. So as we make our way through the rest of this week, we are going to be talking about the San Antonio Marathon because there's going to be a lot of closures and more information to share throughout the rest of the week, but we'll get to that when we get there.
For now, let's go ahead and look at your top stories at 9. The San Antonio neighborhood returning to its normal state after what neighbors describe as an unforgettable night this weekend. So 52-year-old Bobby Rocha barricaded himself in a home, leading to a 6-hour standoff on Saturday night.
Well, that's right. So he walked out with his hands up and now faces charges including aggravated assault. Zaria Oates spoke with people who witnessed the tense scene out there.
It was just kind of scary.
About 5 o'clock, I walked out of my house. I saw a few police officers.
Janie and Michael are just two of the neighbors who watched San Antonio police and SWAT surround this home on the west side on Saturday. It happened on Cincinnati Avenue near Stonegate Drive. Police initially got a call for an assault happening. When police arrived, the victim got out of the home, but the suspect barricaded himself inside.
You could tell they were all black vehicles, and I figured either a SWAT team or something. I said, oh my God, this is really serious.
After 6 hours of negotiating, a man now identified as Bobby Rocha walked out of the home. Rocha was arrested and charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and obstruction or retaliation. In the affidavit we obtained, police say that Rocha pointed a brown revolver at his roommate after the roommate accidentally let his animals loose and couldn't find one of them. Neighbors said they were worried, but glad the situation ended without anyone getting hurt.
I just didn't want another Miss Beta situation, mentally ill, and I was just like, I was afraid that might transpire, being that that's the reason it's out there.
It was very interesting to see, the hostage negotiation short van come in. They were using drones.
Bobby, you need to come outside so Yolanda can stop worrying.
I tried to speak with a person outside of the home this situation happened at, but they didn't want to talk.
We have no comment.
Police say they believe Rocha is related to the victim who initially called police about the assault. Violence Prevention Health Program Manager Erica Lee says family violence specifically does tend to rise during the holidays.
November and December, our crisis response team and our local community partners see an uptick in cases between those months. And right now, it's about a 25% increase already.
If you or someone you know is in a domestic violence situation, you can scan the QR code on your screen for access to resources. Zaria Oates, KSAT 12 News.
Well, following another standoff on the north side over the weekend, one man is dead and another in jail this morning after San Antonio police say 22-year-old Salim Abidi allegedly shot and killed a 46-year-old man.
This all happened Saturday night just after 10 p.m. at an apartment complex on Patricia Drive, not far from Blanco Road. Now, police tell us that two men were arguing when one of them pulled out a gun and opened fire. The victim was pronounced dead at the scene. Abidi took off into a nearby residence and a SWAT team had to set up a perimeter. He was taken into custody after police used some tactical procedures. A San Antonio mother is still looking for the person responsible for taking her son's life. We're talking about Aaron Rocha, who was only 25 years old when he was riding in a car with a friend, and a road rage incident involved another driver. That driver fired multiple shots at their car around 2:30 a.m. This all happening back on November 26, 2016, hitting both Aaron and the driver.
Well, Aaron died from his injuries, and 9 years later, police have yet to make an arrest. Lori, Aaron's mom, shared that she recently received new information from the detective working on this case. So while part of the incident happened on Huebner Road near Northwest Military Drive, investigators now believe that some of it took place at the intersection of Blanco and Churchill Estates.
I won't stop. 9 years, 20 years, however long I have breath, I'll be doing this.
Hoping that someone knows something, saw something, and they'll speak up and say something about what happened to Aaron that night.
Here's a look at the gas station, the Shell station on Blanco and Churchill Estates on the north side that Lori says she was told may have been where Aaron was first shot. So if you know anything about what happened here, back on November 26, 2016, you were asked to call the San Antonio Police Department. Well, a man is recovering after being shot on Sunday while trying to break into someone's car twice.
Okay, so here's some of the details. San Antonio police tell us the suspect was trying to get into a car when the owner of that vehicle saw him and then shot him. So this all happened on Culebra and Tesla roads. The suspect left in a scene there in a white pickup truck, but he blew out a tire while he was trying to get away. Police say that he then tried to steal another car at a nearby gas station and was eventually caught.
Well, at this time, the suspect's condition is not known. San Antonio Police Department reporting that the vehicle owner who pulled the trigger is not facing charges right now, but also refusing to cooperate with that investigation. Well, a driver is facing 14 charges after 6 children were injured in a crash on Friday afternoon.
So we're talking about 31-year-old Brittany Winston. She crashed after driving 20 miles per hour over the speed limit on Binns-Engelman Road. So according to San Antonio police, 6 children were in the car. Winston has been booked on 2 counts of intoxication assault, 6 counts of injury to a child, and 6 counts of aggravated assault. One of the 6 kids was listed in critical condition.
Well, in your morning health headlines, just in time for after Thanksgiving, it's getting colder and we all want to stay cozy. However, Experts say keeping active and eating well through winter helps reduce your risk of heart disease, cancer, and inflammation. So small changes like taking the stairs or maybe walking a little further out can make a big difference. And when holiday treats tempt you, you can balance them with some roasted veggies.
I was tempted a lot by holiday treats over the week. Okay. Well, new research here shows that it's never too late to start exercising your brain health. Studying over 4,000 people, researchers found that exercising in midlife can lower dementia risk by 41%, and starting late in life can lower it by 45%. The study didn't exactly say how much exercise you absolutely need, but the World Health Organization recommends at least 150 minutes of moderate or 75 minutes of vigorous activity every week.
Well, the FDA just made a big change to hormone replacement therapy for menopause. They removed the toughest warning label, saying that old studies may have overstated risks like breast cancer and heart disease. For many women, though, especially under 60, HRT can be safer than previously thought. So if you are dealing with the hot flashes, the mood swings, it might be time to chat with your doctor about these options. All right, here's a look at today's 9 at 9. So the man charged with killing a healthcare CEO is in New York, back in court today. Luigi Mangioni's lawyers want to block key evidence, saying that it was illegally obtained. So they're claiming that he was questioned without his rights being read and that a search of his bag was unlawful.
Well, millions of people who get SNAP food benefits may soon have to work or train at least 80 hours a month to keep those benefits. A new law is expanding who this applies to, and a recent report says about 2.4 million people could lose benefits each month. Some families also might lose food aid as early as this January.
Well, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is under fire after reports claim he ordered U.S. forces to kill everyone on a suspected drug boat, a move that could be a war crime. Now, lawmakers from both parties are investigating the strike in the Caribbean.
Well, getting a smartphone at a younger age could actually put children at risk for some health complications later on in life. That's the finding of a new study that found that kids who get phones at a young age are more likely to face obesity, depression, and insufficient sleep.
Well, American Airlines says its planes impacted by an Airbus recall now have the necessary software fixes and can resume flying. Thousands of travelers around the world were stranded during the busy holiday weekend after the glitch was discovered.
Well, a recent experiment found that 97% of people cannot tell the difference between human-created music and AI-generated tunes. About half said that they were uncomfortable not being able to distinguish between the two forms, adding that AI could lead to more low-quality music.
Americans may be hitting their limit with new car prices averaging around $50,000. The Wall Street Journal saying new numbers show that cars sitting on lots longer, dealers forced to add more discounts in order to make sales, and more borrowers are starting to default on loans.
Interesting. Well, according to Adobe Analytics, consumers spent $11.8 billion online on Black Friday shopping. That's a 9.1% increase over the last year. Adobe thinks that growth was driven by steeper discounts than what was originally forecasted.
The Cyber Monday shopping spree is now underway. Experts say that the best deals will likely be on laptops, beauty products, and clothing. Major retailers like Target, Walmart, and Amazon are teaming up with AI chatbots to help shoppers find the perfect gift and also the perfect price.
You doing any Cyber Monday shopping for Black Friday?
I hadn't yet. I had a few things. I was able to get a few things, but like not any big shopping.
Currently, Amazon has like these $1 deals. I know Justin's been out there.
Oh, $1. I got to take a look here. Yeah.
Flash deals.
Flash deals. Okay. We'll take a look. We have time, though. It's still the beginning of the day.
Yeah. 9/11 right now, 44 degrees. Here's what's coming up next on GMSA at 9.
Well, the city of San Antonio wants your feedback on how to make the Riverwalk even better. So a few people told us what changes they would like to see. And after the break, we're going to explain how you can make your voice heard.
9:15, welcome back. Well, it's one of the jewels of the San Antonio area and the Alamo City, and now the city is asking for help making the Riverwalk shine even brighter. Of course, we are talking about this spot right there, the Riverwalk, and this morning the city is looking towards the future of it.
So the city has launched a survey asking people to weigh in on what changes they might like to see in and around this area. So, of course, our KSAT reporter Katrina Weber went down to the river herself to see what changes people are asking for.
The traffic around this area is terrible.
I wish there was more places to work out.
The water is really dirty. If the water was more clear, I think it'd be nicer.
All right, well, some opinions right there. If you want to have your voice heard, visit saspeakup.com/Riverwalk. This survey runs through the end of January. That would be January 31st.
The city also is placing signs with QR codes all along the Riverwalk. You can scan those to take the survey. And happening today, VIA is hosting a job fair, so that's going to be held at the VIA Metro Center. This is on San Pedro Avenue. They're looking for bus drivers, mechanics, transit security, and a lot more. So VIA says prospective bus drivers should be at least 21 years old, have 3 years of driving experience, and have some good people skills. So this fair is going to run from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Yeah, you got to have some skills to drive those buses. And speaking of VIA, they're offering fare-free rides today in observance of Rosa Parks Day. So buses will also be shining their headlights throughout the rest of the day in honor of Rosa Parks' legacy, the civil rights icon. So this goes for all the VIA buses, VIA Trans, and the VIA Link trips.
Take your jacket if you're riding the bus today, for sure.
Yes.
Cold.
44.
Well, it's definitely San Antonio cold, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And you walk outside, it's just it's a shock to the system. But we're going to be cold today. It does warm up tomorrow, so I'm happy to report the sun comes back out tomorrow, but not today. There's the Authority radar. Things are honestly pretty quiet. We expected some light showers, and we may still get some light sprinkles. There's some upper level moisture that continues to work through, but it is extremely light. And you have very dry air at the surface, so a lot of this evaporates before it even makes it down here. But there is kind of just sort of a damp feeling outside. And if you want to find any more significant rainfall, you got to go down to the Texas coast where there are some showers. We've even seen a few thunderstorms down here with some lightning strikes. But at the moment, cloudy skies here in San Antonio for the most part, and maybe a sprinkle or two. In fact, I lowered rain chances to just 20%. We're talking just a couple drops on your windshield. But the main takeaway here is that temperatures will stay in the 40s and probably only make it to about 50 or so. Now, if we see some clearing, which I don't anticipate, but it's not completely out of the question, then these temperatures would go up a little bit. But for the most part, I think it's going to be cloudy. It may take until tonight for skies to start to clear some. 46 at 8 p.m. This is the Futurecast, and it continues to show a couple light showers east of San Antonio the rest of today. By 2 o'clock, I think a lot of this is scooting east and getting out of here. And then tomorrow, yes, the sun pops out and we get some warmer readings. That'll be the case Wednesday too. But by Wednesday evening, we start to get some moisture return. And here comes our next front. Now the question is, will this have any moisture to work with? And will we get some overrunning here? And I think we may. This would be Thursday morning. We would get some showers and storms overrunning the front, so it would be cold, and then you would get some showers on top of that, which usually keeps temperatures down. Pretty similar setup actually to today, but we've got just slightly higher rain chances there on Thursday. We'll see how things play out, but Thursday is going to be another potentially damp, cold day. 60% chance is what we have right now for some showers on Thursday, and then maybe lingering into Friday morning before things clear out again over the weekend. So it's going to be a lot of back and forth going forward, which is more typical, by the way, of late November, early December, because we had seen pretty steady weather through much of November. Outside right now, cloudy and 44, northerly wind at 7 miles per hour. That makes it feel a little bit colder out there. Wind chill values are in the 30s in some spots. 44 Converse, 39 right now in Bernie. By the way, we just talked about November, but if it felt warm to you, it was not your imagination. We finished the month at 67.6 for average temperature. That should say average temperature, which puts us just behind 1909 and just ahead of last year, where we averaged 66.8. So pretty impressive. It was warm. We know that. We'll see how December ends up. But I'll tell you this, we're going to be below average all the way through Friday. Wednesday will be what the closest day to average, 67 is the average for this time of year. But notice it stays pretty cool, and Thursday is especially cold, 46 for a high. And real quick, December climatology. December 1st, the average high is 67, average low is 45. Average high December 31st is 63, average low is 41. We average about 2 inches of rain, but it's not one of our rainiest months. Okay, a little warmer next few days, colder on Thursday, rain chances 46, 53 Friday. And yes, it does warm up this weekend just in time for Steph to be sweating a little bit.
Yay.
Yeah, while she's running that marathon on Sunday. And you told me it's sold out.
Yes, the 5K.
Wow.
the half marathon and the full marathon.
So downtown is going to be bustling with activity this weekend.
Yes.
It's going to be jam-packed.
Yes, it
Very, very jam-packed. So be prepared for sure. Thank you, Justin.
Yep.
Well, the time now is 9:21, and we're at 44 degrees for now.
Okay, so big news here for all the Chick-fil-A lovers out there, including myself. A new item has entered the chat. And lucky for you, some San Antonio restaurants are serving it here in the Alamo City. A look at what's been added to the menu coming up after the break.
We'll start with crypto. Several major cryptocurrencies are starting the week on a decline, caught in a wave of recent sell-offs. Bitcoin and Ethereum have both tumbled between 5 and 6% this morning so far. Solana is down over 7%, and Dogecoin has slipped around 8%. Now, economists say uncertainty over the Fed's next move on interest rates and concerns over AI valuations are fueling crypto's volatility. Recent changes in federal immigration policy and student visas could cost the U.S. over $1 billion. That figure comes from the NAFSA Association of International Educators, which tracked declining enrollment this year. The State Department and International Institute of Education estimate a 17% drop in international students for the fall semester alone. The institute says international students brought in about $55 billion to the U.S. economy last year. Chick-fil-A is launching its new chicken and waffle sandwiches in 2 test markets starting today, and one of them is in San Antonio. It joins Baltimore as one of 2 cities debuting breakfast and lunch versions of the sandwich through January 24th. The new menu item features a crispy chicken patty with smoked bacon between 2 maple waffles. The breakfast sandwich is slightly smaller than the lunch option and only available until 10:30 a.m.
Welcome back. It's 9:30. Well, language is a fascinating topic. It's how we communicate, and it's often how we know where people are from. And it also tells us about our culture and tells us a lot about San Antonio.
Absolutely. So it often boasts a unique language of its own. Of course, the Alamo City, for this KSAT Explains, our very own meteorologist Justin Horn has a conversation about language, Spanish versus English, English versus Espanol, and why how you talk says a lot about you.
When I was younger, I had a southern drawl, a product of growing up in West Texas. I like to think I've lost that Texan drawl, at least a little bit, but that transition in language in general has always fascinated me. For instance, why do people in East Texas sound so different from those in West Texas?
So East Texas is a little more, oriented to the South, the Gulf South. So there are more southern sounds.
Dr. Bridget Trinka and Dr. Whitney Chappell know language inside and out. They also know San Antonio has a sound all its own, a true mix of Spanish, English, German, and perhaps not as Texan as the rest of the state.
It's kind of unique in the fact that it doesn't have so many southern features, because so many people have come here. The military, other professionals, and other people who have just moved here from various places around the United States and internationally.
We've got Spanish speakers who have been here for generations. We have new waves of immigration, which is renewing the Spanish that we have within the community. We also have Southern English that is represented. And of course, we also have lots of migration from within the United States, bringing different types of English, all in contact in the same city, creating a very unique linguistic landscape.
All of it's subtle. We still use y'all and fixin' to, and because we all generally like each other.
There's this process called accommodation that's been studied, especially by communication specialists. And it's when you like someone, you move towards them, both your body language and your language.
That's true, but language evolution has been influenced in other ways.
Well, there's also another principle called the Founder's Principle.
The British were generally the first to establish what would become the United States government, which is why English became predominant.
So first one in, and the others will follow.
English took hold and spread as Europeans moved south and west.
Why aren't the indigenous languages still the language used on this continent? And it's kind of a sad response to that. There has been takeover.
Perhaps the idea of nation building has encouraged us to speak a single language.
But other cultures did influence English, which led to those different accents. It's the reason we don't sound British.
Why is the American sound kind of not doing the Pak Yaka and Harvard Yard Boston sound? Why is it not doing the Georgia sound of the South so much?
That includes here in San Antonio, where we have a unique sound, unique terminology. For instance, words like puro. Still,
historically here in San Antonio, we have broadly speaking, privileged English over Spanish.
Which explains why, despite San Antonio's cultural makeup, English is still most widely used.
So maybe you grow up in a house where Spanish is spoken, but in society, in school, in the government, in really all other aspects of life, English has always been that historical expectation. So a lot of children say, okay, well, I see that English seems to have this privileged status over Spanish. I'm going to speak that. That's still the case today.
With some movement, however, towards dual language. Many elementary schools now offer that option. For those of Hispanic heritage, it also provides a way to explore their roots.
We also have to recognize that our roots are so important. If we feel like we are losing our roots, often there's a sense of shame that accompanies that loss. And you can see that in a lot of Spanish speakers here in San Antonio who feel like maybe they don't speak enough Spanish or they don't speak the right Spanish.
Some may call that Spanglish, which is another staple of San Antonio's vernacular and representative of the blending that's taken place. And keep in mind, many other languages are also spoken in our diverse city. No matter how you communicate, it makes for an interesting conversation. So I asked my GMSA colleagues about their backgrounds and how it's affected how they talk.
I was originally born and raised in El Paso, but predominantly English speaking because that's what my parents did. They sort of used English as their first language as a way to assimilate and to basically try and communicate along the border there. So I would say that part of myself learning Spanish would be directly from my grandparents.
I grew up in Northeast Arkansas, Osceola to be exact, and I can't tell. Like, I know that the way I talk is not with a long drawl or something like the way I did hear some of my neighbors speaking.
Spanish was my first language. My parents are from El Salvador. I'm from El Salvador, so I grew up speaking Spanish.
I would say it's different because in El Paso, you generally have more of a traditional Spanish, with Juarez being right there across basically the street. No, San Antonio is a lot more Tex-Mex, in my opinion. You have a variety of different cultures here as well.
I know when people are from like Central America, where I'm from, there's a little dialect, a sing-songy way in which we talk versus people from Mexico.
It's interesting now that things have changed to where now I'm pushing my daughter and she's in a dual language program.
And one of the reasons I stayed in San Antonio was because they offer the dual language programs, which I have not seen anywhere else.
Growing up in Arkansas, not being surrounded by a lot of, Hispanic names and stuff like that, when you come here, it's always, just out of respect, like, okay, hey, I see that's written one way, and I can say it the Americanized way, but what's more respectful?
Because some viewers see me and they expect me to say words a certain way, and I will pronounce the way a person wants their name pronounced.
Which it can be tough for my fellow anchors who sometimes get accused of underdoing or overdoing a pronunciation.
You have actual bilingual speakers who are, what we call in linguistics, they're doing phonological switches. So they are speaking in English and then they switch their sound system into Spanish, right? When that happens, sometimes monolingual English speakers do not quite understand what is happening or why it is happening and may have a negative attitude towards it.
Speaking of negative attitudes, us old people tend to feel that way when it comes to slang, which has become more prevalent thanks to these things, internet and social media, having a huge impact on how a younger generation speaks. It's a vibe.
There's always this moral panic, right, from older generations that, oh my goodness, they're destroying the language, it's changing forever.
But before too much panic sets in, know that some slang words do work into the common vernacular when we're in our teens and 20s, but it doesn't last forever.
We tend to see age-graded shifts. Right around that particular age, there is a huge growth in the amount of slang that's employed, and then once you graduate from college and you enter the workforce, you see a very large reduction in the amount of slang that is used.
No need to panic if you can't understand your kids. All of it is proof that, again, the way we talk is constantly evolving. It makes for a fascinating topic of conversation in any language. For KSAT Explains, I'm meteorologist Justin Horn.
back out there with live cam, a nice chilly start for December 1st. And I know a lot of people headed to work will definitely have those jackets today.
Absolutely. And yes, kudos to Justin. That was a great piece, Justin.
Oh, thank you. Well, thank you for your,
a lot of conversations.
Yes.
I think language is fascinating. It truly is. And San Antonio is so diverse, and I think it's a topic that will long be discussed. So anyways, let's talk about the pollen count. Molds are high, 3,420. These are down a little bit from where they were yesterday, but we've had issues with molds this week and really over the last 7 days or so. We'll see where they end up tomorrow. We still have some slightly damp conditions out there. 41 Bernie, 43 right now in Helotes, 44 Converse, 43 Seguin, 44 right now in Nixon. So still pretty chilly out there. We're just not going to see much of a warm up today. Very small chances of just some sprinkles, I think. And with these cloudy skies, we're looking for a high only around 50 or so this afternoon. So keep your jackets with you, guys.
We will, Justin.
Thank you. For sure.
For sure. Even in the newsroom, right?
Yes, it's chilly sometimes in here,
yeah,
for sure.
Well, the time now is 9:39, and KSAT Community is working to save you some extra headaches this holiday season. And on Wednesday, some experts from RBFCU and the Better Business Bureau will be here at KSAT for a town hall to share how to protect yourself from scams and also how to recover from them.
That's right. So we talked to one woman, Stephanie in particular did, who made the right move and ultimately protected herself from being out more than $1,000. Check this out.
Tony tells us she and her husband love to travel, so when they got the call about a type of travel that they had booked in the past, they wanted to try it again. But when they tried to book it, something didn't seem right.
When we tried to actually book the travel and then get in touch with someone, that's when it started to become a little bit difficult.
They were first told to go online and to fill out the dates that they wanted, and they didn't get a response for a while until they finally got a text message, which was their first red flag. A woman named Gabriella texted that she would help book the trip through text message only.
That was kind of like my first red flag, because businesses don't normally send text messages or operate through text messaging.
However, Tony did contact customer service only to find out from their booking representative that they didn't have the exact dates or the exact package that they initially paid for. And the representative started talking about additional fees. So Tony asked for a refund, which the representative refused. That's when Tony reached out to her credit card company, and after an investigation, she got her money back.
It was very frustrating. It took a lot of time, and I was so upset. I was like, I'm going to report these people. So that's why I went to the Better Business Bureau and wrote up a little thing on them. I think that was probably the first time I've ever did something like that, because I wanted people to be aware and people to know of what's going on out here.
Well, Tony also tells us that it helped her to make that charge on the credit card. So the credit card company actually helped her out and was able to give her back. It was $1,500.
Yeah,
so that is
stuff.
A recommendation that you can learn at the town hall coming up on Wednesday at 11 a.m.
Okay, good stuff, Steph. Well, 9:41 right now, 44 degrees outside. You're watching GMSA at 9 o'clock.
So if you haven't put up your Christmas tree, me and RJ, you're not the only ones. Some people are making the change from artificial to real this year. So what consumer experts are saying is the cause.
Welcome back, 9:45. Well, experts say that economic factors may be driving this trend right here. According to the American Christmas Tree Association, tariffs on imported artificial trees, mostly made in China, are raising prices.
So at the same time, the Real Christmas Tree Board reports that 84% of tree growers are maintaining current prices despite the higher cost. So the days after Thanksgiving marks the start of Christmas tree season for many families, and this year, tree farms reported an increase in new customers.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, and the lights are shining here in the Alamo City. Here's where you and your loved ones can get into the holiday spirit this season. There's plenty more places spreading holiday cheer here in San Antonio. You can find those on our website, KSAT.com. Christian Riley, KSAT 12 News.
We're lucky here in San Antonio. We have a lot of options, all different parts of town, different hours.
Yes. I'm going to go to Windcrest early this year. I always say that because if you wait till Christmas Eve, the lines are very long, which is not a bad thing, but I'm going to go a little earlier.
Is that a Santa Jim? I think that's what is. Yes, there we go. Yes.
Solid.
He's a legend.
And we
He's
were
a
driving
celebrity.
home this weekend. We drove through Johnson City, which is, I don't know if you've ever been there, but they have all their trees lit up there that are pretty incredible.
Yeah, it's super pretty.
So there's a bunch of spots here in our area if you want to go check it out. I got to talk hurricane season, though, because officially came to an end yesterday. And, it was an interesting season in the sense that we expected it to be, the experts expected it to be above average. It was average. We got quite a few named storms, but they all pretty much turned out into the Atlantic. And we never had a hurricane make landfall. We had a couple tropical storms, Barry and Chantal. But no hurricanes that really made landfall other than, I will say, Melissa, of course, affected Jamaica. When I say made landfall, I'm talking about the United States. But Melissa did, unfortunately, do a lot of damage there in Jamaica. But other than that, we just didn't have a lot that affected land masses, which is kind of interesting, unusual in that sense. And you look at the 2025 recap here, we had 13 named storms, 5 hurricanes, 4 major hurricanes. And you compare that to what an average year looks like, and it's pretty dang close. So I would say that 2025 was an average year by most accounts. All right, satellite picture shows we still have a steady stream of high clouds. So we have Pacific moisture coming in over top of some low clouds. And sometimes with this Pacific moisture, you can get a few sprinkles, some showers. We have little ripples in there. But so far, we haven't seen a lot of that. It's mainly just been a sprinkle here or there, which I think if we're going to see any rain today, that's pretty much what it's going to be. It's certainly not going to be anything that will show up in the rain gauge. 50 is the forecast high, 51 in Bernie, 53 Rio Medina, 53 in Hondo. Now, the further west you go, the warmer temperatures may be if we can get some clearing. And I think we may see a little bit out there. So that's why temperatures will be near 60 in Lakey and Los Maples. Further east you go, the more socked in we are, and the lower the numbers, 47 in Gonzales. Rain chances today, just 20%, and that's really through 2 o'clock. And again, I don't foresee anything that's going to cause a lot of issues. We'll call it sprinkles until then, but temperatures are going to, again, be very hard pressed to really warm up. So hour by hour here at 6 p.m. 48, 47 at 7 o'clock, 46 at 8 p.m. And keep in mind there will be a little bit of a breeze too, so that means there will be a wind chill factor. All right, futurecast here. This is 9 o'clock, does not show much. This is basically where we are right now. It does not show much. And then as we get to 2 o'clock, a couple showers mainly east of San Antonio. Those quickly scoot away. We get some sun tomorrow. This is 5 o'clock tomorrow. Sun will be out and that'll warm us up. Wednesday, too, should see some sun. But then a front comes in Thursday, and this is a pretty powerful one. We'll get gusty winds, cold air, and then rain behind it, which will keep us pretty chilly on Thursday. So it'll be another round of rain and just cold air in general. So to put that into the extended forecast here, 59 tomorrow, mostly sunny. We're going to call it mostly cloudy Wednesday as clouds may increase late in the day, but still nice, 61. Front comes through and that knocks temperatures back down into the 40s for highs on Thursday, so it'll feel very kind of winter-like with some rain around. A few showers Friday morning, and then we warm right back up over the weekend with maybe another front early next week. So it's our roller coaster ride, our annual roller coaster ride that we experience this time of year.
Yeah, Sunday looks good though. I'm glad.
Sunday does look good.
Yeah, but the 5K, that's going to be Friday night.
evening.
So might be looking at some showers there.
Yeah,
maybe.
but it'll be fun. I mean,
it'll be beautiful.
We're running along the Riverwalk anyway. It'll be good. All right, well, let's go ahead and check in with our friends at SA Live. And yeah, you're getting ready for the half marathon, right, Jen?
I was just thinking, Stephanie, you are my inspiration because you're doing the 5K and the full, right?
Yeah, on 2 separate days, Friday 5K and full Sunday.
She's going to do them all together. Yeah.
Wow, I'm doing the
About
half,
30
but
miles.
again, she's my inspiration. Yes, well, let's talk deals because today's also Cyber Monday. And our question today, we want people to kind of share some of those deals that they've found because, you know, sharing is caring. And I think it's good if we can all save a little bit of money. Do you guys have any that you found?
Well, I did do some Christmas shopping for the little ones yesterday, and I got some good deals on some like toys and stuff, like random. I like the flash deals on Amazon, so I look for those.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Amazon's always great with the flash
Yeah.
deals. What about you guys?
Yeah, toys. I was looking at Target. They had some, I guess, that were on sale like over the weekend. And actually, you know, things that I need, I was like running low on makeup and I was like, oh, wow, it was like 30% off.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it might be also the time to, you know, get things you need as well.
I'm going to have the most boring answer, vacuum cleaners. That's what I need. So, yes, I've been looking at that.
Little robot ones?
So
yeah,
you
you were talking about that.
A good vacuum or like a Roomba or just
robot.
A Dyson, one of those. Yeah, there we go. Vacuum cleaners.
Okay, let me know what you find, RJ. I need one too. Okay, great. Well, that's what we're doing today. We're sharing all the deals, so scan the QR code and weigh in. I'll see you guys in a bit. Now, speaking of deals, big deal for a small, cute little cake here. We've got Small Cake San Antonio, Adriana, joining us today.
Hi,
What is
thank
the
you for
deal?
having me.
Oh, I'm so happy you're here today.
So starting today and throughout the month of December, we're gonna have 10% off all through our Christmas collection, which includes our cakes, our cupcakes, our cookie boxes, and all fun things.
That is a great deal. Now, why small cakes?
Because we're so amazing. Yeah, so we pride ourselves into making everything fresh in our shop. We are a small little bakery in the Alamo Ranch area. And we're just family owned, full of girls in the kitchen, so it's always fun. Everything is pink. We try to have everything pink as well. So we just love what we do and love bringing joy to someone's day.
Beautiful, and in small packages. What's better than that? Okay, thank you so much. Also, if you want to go check out Synchronize Lights with the whole family, we've got everything you need to know about the light park. And have you seen this trending game? It's not new. It's actually ancient, right? Christelle is here with Troop Mahjong. And if you have seen this, you know it's trending right now. Can you tell us really quickly, 10 seconds, what people need to know if they want to learn?
Absolutely. So you got to come with confidence and don't be intimidated. Make sure you take a lesson. Don't watch a YouTube video. It will scare the pants off of you. But it is a game where it is all about pattern making. You're going to be the first person at the table to try to complete the line, and then you win.
Perfect. All right, we've got that and more to tell you about an event that she's going to be at where you can learn. Stay with us.